Hello, and welcome back to ACS Cobham and the exciting developments that I'd like to share with you. Um, at the parent evening, we've got the opportunity for you to speak to Judith, and Judith Kingsbury will be able to talk to you about the fantastic new developments that are happening in the Lower School Village. It's really exciting to see the plans starting to come together. So we're really looking to bring the outside into these new spaces, creating a hub where discovery will be at the heart of the inquiry, and these really exciting environments are made that work alongside the amazing outdoors in allowing your children to be really excited about their learning and really looking forward to coming to school each day. And the grade ones start their move up there this August, with the grade twos following in October. This, in turn, leaves behind space in the current lower school building for some of the high school students. So the first floor will start to be taken over in August, with the rest of it being taken over in October. And there we are going to start building our wellbeing centre. This is called Ready to Thrive, and it's a space where we're bringing together our college counsellors, our personal emotional counsellors, the learning support resources, and also our wholehearted commitment to service learning in producing students that are ready to go out and flourish on the world stage and draw upon all of the aspects that are in there. And there's lots of exciting design work going into building that space. In fact, it's a prototype for a much larger project, which is coming a little bit further down the line. And that site will be overseen by Sarah Thomas, who's another person you have a chance to meet at the parent teacher evening. She forms part of the new team, the new leadership team across the whole school, and specifically the senior school. When I first introduced the new structure to you in September of this year, it was a series of blobs that looked something like this. But through the last year, I'm thrilled with the work we've done on recruitment and genuinely proud to share with you each of the people that slots into each of these roles. So, as parents, your key point of contact will be those people in red. Michelle Quirin, who's looking after grades 11 and 12, Luke Welsh, who's known to you, who will be looking after 9 and 10, the middle school being looked after by Darren Sheldrake, and Judith, who's looking after the lower school and early childhood. Their drive, their raison d'etre, what they want to do that gets them out in the morning is working with people. We've been doing psychometric testing on ourselves as a team, and it's absolutely clear that it's the social element of things that drives these four people forwards. They want to go on that journey with you and your child and be a part of your journeys and your stories through the school. And the rest of the team that's here is there to support them in providing the best possible service to every child and every family in the school. And how that will work is working together in a more agile way than we are used to. We've been using uh, this kind of idea of a flight bag to model the way that we're pulling agile teams. We've been physically building these bags and putting them together with the kind of teams where we're asking ourselves these 5 Ps about what do we need in each team to solve a problem, so that if we have a safeguarding need that comes up around a particular child, who's the team that comes together, and how can they be as responsive as possible to step in and support the principal and deliver for them the outcomes that they can feed back to you as parents. Or if there's an academic concern about what's happening in one class, what can happen to support that teacher and get tools in place to make sure that we are jumping into action and taking steps to support all of the learning as quickly as possible and be more responsive than we currently are able in this agile way. Um, these teams really take their lead from reminding ourselves of what our focus needs to be. And when I started to draw the diagram, I put myself at the top of that diagram. But of course, that's not what needs to be at the top. As I hope you can see in the pyramid on the left, what's at the top is the student. And everything that goes underneath that and supporting that is about supporting the relationship between the teacher and the student. And everything underneath that is building towards that successful relationship. So putting the student at the top of our priority list has helped us rethink and redraw how we deal with challenges and find solutions. So that if there is a pastoral solution, we would work through a diagram like this and with families to enable you to get the direct support that you need as responsively as possible. So in the senior school, I hope you can see things like that, and you'd work your way through a system, getting the help at the right level until the principal, if the principal needs any further support, well then there's a team of resources that they can pull in, which will help get an answer, and that principal remains that point of contact for you. And similarly through the lower school. If it were an academic solution that you're looking for, very similar situation with the student working through the teacher to the head of department, and those head of departments then working with the principals and coming relying on the support that can come in from outside. Now those orange assistant head roles, they are new in our structure, and they will help us actually to um, uh, oversee the line management of heads of departments in a more proactive way. But they won't affect the line management system in the lower school. It's really the line management in the senior school that will impact. But that really doesn't, hopefully, will not matter to parents too much in what's happening. But each of those people in those orange roles will be key in driving the future focused development of our school and really looking for all of us to be the best they can be. So at the information evening, you had the chance to meet Christy Sheard. And she's described this role as her dream job, to have that pedagogical, relentless focus on improving the learning and teaching across the school. She's been leading a program of training, of middle leader training for our heads of department to make the PES, the performance evaluation system, purposeful and really improving everything as an ongoing process as we're all on a journey to becoming better versions of ourselves, so that she is able to provide that quality assurance for every principal who is your interface with the school and your main kind of lead on communication. From the wellbeing side, I mentioned earlier on, we have Sarah Thomas, who's done an outstanding job in the boarding house. And we're looking to draw upon her experience there to improve the belonging and happiness of all of our learners and make sure that we're doing that consistently. And making the most of our genuinely international community to make sure that everyone does feel welcome, because it's only when people feel welcome and confident as individuals that they're able to go on and succeed. And the final part of this team is Ian Ahmed, who's coming across from Egham. And he's going to be looking systematically at our communication and organizational structures to make sure that we are maximizing the growth of all of our learners, making the most of this fabulous campus that we have, and really using our environment as a partner in our learning as we want to imagine a better future, which is a genuinely sustainable one. So that's an outline of those three people's roles, and at the information evening, each of you had an opportunity to meet them and see what their priorities were in the first place. When we set out on this project in September, these were the reasons why we wanted to move forwards: to develop and grow the outstanding relationships that exist, to communicate better and produce a genuinely sustainable and resilient structure that can provide the premium education that every one of our children deserve and allows our talent within the school to develop and shine. And I'm thrilled with the way that team has come together, and we've got some really talented people who will be entrusted with the further development of the school. Our mission and what gets us out of bed in the mornings, our why we do what we do, is represented at the center of this circle, with that person at the center, that human form who needs to be inspired as one of the world's next thinkers and doers. How we set about that is defined by our values, which you can see in the bright colors and the next circle around. And what we are producing is effective, confident, caring students who are ready to go on and change the world. As a leadership team, we've come together and we've spent the last several months workshopping on what our priorities are and what we are really going to focus on and how we're going to measure our outcomes. We've committed to the NEASC framework, which is broken up into the ACE section, A, C, and E. And that's what you can see around the outside of this circle. So our progress will be measured and defined by that ACE framework. How we are doing that is by being consistent in our communication and actually following through on what we mean and developing a sense of purposeful candor, not without kindness, but expressing clearly what our expectations are of each other, and really making sure that we are aiming high and making things happen. And then as a group, we have determined that we are absolutely confident to say that our outcome that we are aiming for is to be held up as the best international school for the world, to go out there and produce a better society for everyone. And we really hope that each of you wants to come on that journey with us. Thank you very much for your time.